What's happening, guys? Welcome back to another iDoctorUK video. In today's video I'm going to try something a little bit different. I am going to be doing a repair, but at the same time I'm going to be answering some of the most popular questions that I receive on the internet. So whilst I'm talking rubbish and chewing fat with you guys, I'm going to be repairing this cracked glass iPad 8th Gen. It'd be a good idea to turn it off before we get any further into it, wouldn't it? So first of all, I don't think I've ever really introduced myself onto this channel. So I'm Ollie. I started iDoctor back in 2019, just before COVID started, and I used to run it as a go-to-you service where we would go out to the customer in my truck that I had at the time, like a lot of people do these days, except there weren't many people doing it back then. Anyway, I did that for a little while, but then I think during COVID, the local skate park opened back up and I ended up breaking my leg down there, so I couldn't drive anymore because it was my right leg. And from there, I started working from home. I bought that laser machine, which was really popular at the time because nobody out there was doing iPhone back glass. So I started doing that from home, doing that for local other repair shops around us. So I started getting a reputation for ourselves with local repair shops and with a good customer base as well, and that just sort of led me down a path of working from a single location. Got into micro soldering a little bit, broke so many things. So we I don't know, at this point we're probably about 2020. Yeah, broke a lot of stuff, bought some micro soldering gear, broke more stuff, and then decided that this place came available because the shed that I was working in at home, it was like 3 meters by 3 meters by 2 meters, so it was really small space, not big enough for doing any of this, and I was outgrowing it really quickly. This place, I think we just totaled it up. We got about, how many meters did we say? 50 square meters or 52 square meters. We're arguing with the landlords at the minute about rent. So we've got this 52 square meter space. Literally 80% of that is workshop space. So we've got loads of room for all the tools and equipment. And we've just sort of grown into the space now. We've got nice storage. I mean, most of you, if you watched our videos, you've probably seen a lot of the gear, what we've got. We've got the laser, we've got all the refurbing stuff. We've got a couple of different working desks, micro soldering gear. I don't know if I said that already. We've got all sorts. Nice storage area, and that's where we're at to this day. We get a good amount of phones in for repair both through our website, which I can only guess really are people who've seen our stuff on TikTok or on YouTube or wherever they've found us. We've got a good following on all of those. I'll talk about that more in a minute. But yeah, I think a lot of the internet stuff, because I know I won't just send my phone off to a random repair centre that I found online without some reputation. So I'm guessing from conversations that I've had with other repair techs as well, that the majority of those come from the videos that we do. So thanks if you're watching this and you've ever sent a phone to me because you've seen one of my videos online. Thank you. Moving on to talk about the future of iDoctor. I really want to get some kind of store in place, like a physical location. Not physical location. We've already got a physical location. Like more of a traditional shop front. So I've been looking out for sort of locations for a little while, and I wouldn't mind finding a new little challenge because I don't like to be sat in the same place for too long. Always looking around, seeing, oh, I think iDoctor would look cool there. Wouldn't mind being able to franchise it, but we're too small scale to be doing things like that. Other things that I wouldn't mind doing is getting more into business repairs. The stuff what we do now when we get business repairs, or sorry, when I've got business repairs in the past, I've usually been working on my own, and it always happens at the wrong time, and we end up so busy with other repairs and doing everybody else's stuff that we end up falling behind with some of the repairs, and you end up upsetting people. So I've lost customers in the past because we weren't able to keep up with all the work that they bring in. and it was, when I look back at it now, I get a bit frustrated. But at the time, it just weren't, I couldn't do it. I couldn't juggle everything, and you end up burnt out, which is probably another conversation we'll have later. Because working on your own, it is very, very difficult to manage everything within the company. One of the best things that I ever did was starting to employ people. Best and worst things that I ever did, should I say. Best and worst things. I employed somebody back in 2021. I'm going to say 2021. It might have been 2020. And that didn't go so well. Whatever. And it actually put me off employing people for a long time. And it wasn't until the beginning of this year, or the end of last year, we got Alex in, who's helping me film this today. He's an absolute liability, but he's alright, and he does alright here. And then we've got Nathan, who does really well here, another liability. Both of them come and go as they please, but we've got a decent team at the minute. We're doing pretty well. Sorry, I keep forgetting what we're talking about, and I've cut my finger open. Look, on this iPad, there's a piece of glass stuck in it. Cut! So before I got interrupted by my poorly finger, I can't remember what I was talking about. But the point of this, anyway, I don't know what we're going to call it. We were going to call it a Q&A, but we've just been talking now. We're going to call it a 0.5 podcast, and it's just me talking shite for 20 minutes. Whatever it turns out to be, the point of it was that we were going to talk and do some Q&A stuff whilst I am repairing an iPad, which sounds good to me. I think Alex has compiled some of the most frequently asked questions, or at least the questions that he thinks would be most interesting, and I'm going to try and answer them in an honest way. So I think in terms of delivering quality repairs, it takes a long time to be able to do this, and this is something that I'm not proud of, but not ashamed to admit either. When I first started doing this, we were using a brand called LL Trader for the LCDs, and they get a bit of a bad rep, and it's not without good reason. They're just they're very cheap and very poor quality screens, but designed to be sold on Amazon, where it goes direct to the consumer, and chances are they'll break it and return it and blame Amazon, blame the part as faulty. So their business model, I imagine, is very much based around a high amount of returns because of customer fault, and that's just how Amazon works. If you ever dabbled with selling stuff on Amazon, we're not going to have a lesson on that. Anyway, the point that I'm trying to get was, you've got to start somewhere, and sometimes you might not have the best quality. I might not even be giving the best quality right now, but the parts what we use are the ones what we've found work consistently, and we've always provided solid warranty on screen repairs, because most of the manufacturers will provide a decent warranty. We offer a bit of a mixture of warranties. Generally, with the Samsung repairs, like the service packs that we offer, we do a 12-month warranty on the genuine parts. I think with iPhones, we do lifetime warranty on screen repairs, which is attractive for customers, relatively inexpensive for you. I don't know how I feel about it now that the screens are high priced, like 13 Pro Max and stuff, whether we'll continue to do that in the future. But for now, we're offering lifetime warranty on screens. Having the ability to refurbish in store is a bonus there as well, because we can effectively remanufacture those LCDs in store very cheap and still have the sort of Apple quality displays, original quality displays. So I think staying up to date in this industry, obviously it is a fast-paced industry. There's always something going on. There's always something new. It's all about community when it comes to that, because there's no way in hell that one man can stay fully up to date without having the help of people around him. So I use the Facebook group, UK phone repair techs. I'll link above or below, however it works. I'll link that in the description wherever, and that's a good place for a community of people to get together and discuss different repairs. Literally yesterday, I came across a problem where a customer had bought a phone. This is mad. A customer bought this phone off me like 2 months ago. He'd never used Face ID on it. It was an iPhone XR, never used Face ID on it. But when people were calling him, the volume of the ringer were dead quiet. And he was like, look, it's not good enough. The phone you've sold me faulty. And I put the phone down and then I rang it again and it was loud. All the sound were working fine. Everything was normal. Anyway, it turns out there's an attentive awareness feature. And I would have never been able to answer that. Like, I was searching and searching in settings trying to find the answer for that. Posted my problem on the Facebook page, and within about 5 minutes somebody had answered it, and we got a solution, got the guy's phone back, and he left happy rather than pissed off when he came in. You know what? Value added perks and that kind of thing was something that I was thinking about the other day. Obviously, my incredible good looks, my charm. No, that is just me talking shit. So the things that we offer that other people can't is, I'm going to hate myself if I ever listen to this back for watching this. We've got nearly 1 million followers on TikTok, pal. No, that's honestly, people like that kind of thing. Like, it makes no difference to me. The difference, some things have made a difference on my life based on that. But generally, whether I had 1,000 followers on TikTok or 100,000, 900,000, it's not really made that much impact on my life. Nobody treats me different because of that, and I don't treat anybody different because of that either. But the real perks, what we deliver to people, just a friendly service and an honest service. Like, I don't think you can really go wrong by delivering 100% honest. Like, somebody comes in, you tell them the truth. If you broke something, you tell them, look, I broke it, I fucked up. It's my fault, and I'm going to put it right. So, honesty, I'm not saying that it's a unique service that we provide, by the way, because I know that there's a lot of honest people out there, but I know that there's a lot of dishonest people in this industry as well, and it's definitely something that's taken for granted. So, honesty, giving people sweets. I love sweets. I love to receive sweets. So I guess that everybody else likes to receive sweets as well. So when we give people sweets, I think people like sweets. And we do the screen refurbishing as well, which, yeah, that's a more specialist service rather than a quirk or anything like that, which is when you asked that question, I thought that was the route we were going down. But if we're talking about specialist services, we're literally talking about, because if things go the way that we're planning for them to go and we end up moving into another location, then Alex was asking me, do you think we'll close for a little bit so that we can get it all set up and that? And I said, probably not. We just might have to offer, you know, like the service is what a lot of people take 2 days to do, like the micro soldering or screen refurbishing. We just might have to offer them a realistic time frame rather than, yeah, I'll refurb your iPad Pro in an hour or something ridiculous like that. So that's just one of the things what we might have to rethink. So as a quirk, yeah, I'd just run around like an idiot all day trying to get everybody's things done at the expense of my sanity. Hello, iDoctor. So, you know, the social media side of it is something that I've always played around with as well. When I first started going hard at the business back in 2019, I was sat in a cafe with a mate of mine who works in marketing, and we were talking about like good ways to get good reach, and one of them were to go viral. So you might have seen a I'll have shared it somewhere along the lines. Anyway, the Daily Mail ran with a news article that I'd found 20 quid in a phone. And I've literally got, oh, I'm going to say I've got it, but I bet it's not there. I found £20. And I say I found £20. I put £20 in a phone and made up a stupid story that somebody had asked for the phone not to be fixed. Blah, blah, blah. Daily Mail were like, oh yeah, we love that story. They like wanted to do an interview and everything. Anyway, that didn't go too well because I got a 1-star review out of that. Because apparently I'm an untrustworthy gentleman. Yeah, just been talking about honesty, but now I'm getting done for being untrustworthy. Hold on, be right back. I bet you caught that coming. Oh, the Daily Mail. So yeah, that was one thing. Lad Bible picked up on that one, and it ended up sort of going a little bit. You got lots of shares, lots of interaction on that, and that gave me a little taste. I don't think I did anything for a little while after that. By the way, somebody keeps asking what's the UV glue that we use. I'll post a link for the glue what we use in the description. It just helps stick the home button onto there really nicely. Digressing and moving on. And then, yeah, just posting stuff on Facebook, on Instagram, and then TikTok. Obviously, I downloaded TikTok, started watching some videos, saw a few phone repair videos and thought, oh, you know what, these are pretty good, but I think I could do better. Posted my first one, right? And I know that sounds really big-headed, but I had a feeling that I could do better. Posted my first one, it got like 1,000 views, and I was like, whoa, 1,000 views? And I thought that were mint. I thought, like, if I post a video on Instagram, it'd get about maybe 100. So for something to get 10x of my reach without ever posting anything, not following anybody, I thought it was insane. I thought it was crazy that it would get that much reach. And I was like, wow, we need to keep doing this. So the following day I posted another one. I think that got a couple of thousand views. I thought, whoa. Normally, like, you'd expect, get them roped in, get real fishing rod in, give them loads of views to start off with, and then they'll keep posting and they'll be chasing that, a bit like gambling. But no, next video, couple of thousand views. I'm like, yes, this is sick. This is sick. This is just what I've always wanted. Kept posting. I think the 4th video that I posted like got to 500,000 views, and I was like, what? This is insane. The way that it was growing, thousands of followers, like almost overnight. It was just mad, and then it's just grown and grown and grown from there. We got given loads of weird opportunities. Got given this desk. Thank you, Big Doug. We've been on BBC News. I've been on like local radio stations. Insider came and recorded some video for us. Some guys for an Amazon product. There's probably some really cheesy photos somewhere on Amazon of me modelling a nice phone repair tool bag. If anybody finds it, make sure you send me a link to it because I've never seen it since we did it. But that was a paid thing, so I didn't want anything out of that. It was just it was literally a pencil case for phone repair gadgets. It was weird. Anyway, I think we talked about TikTok and YouTube. Well, we've not talked about YouTube at all yet. But yeah, YouTube, we're coming for that next. We're just slowly growing and growing and growing. Keeping making videos. And eventually, I might make some money doing it. Yes. So, 2 weekends ago, or 1 weekend ago, Sheffield hosted a weekend event called Tramlines. It's a music festival, and it absolutely pissed it down all weekend. The weather was terrible. Monday morning, I must have had 5-6 phones come in. People who had saturated their phones on the weekend, and so that was an interesting challenge. That was just last week. I spent all week fixing waterlogged phones, really. In terms of difficult challenges that we faced, nothing's too difficult, no. I don't know. Nothing too challenging at the minute. Just paying the bills is my biggest challenge at the minute. Trying to move forwards and trying to keep growing, whilst sort of, like I say, paying the bills, trying to keep money coming in, is the biggest challenge that I face, because I want to constantly be growing. I'd never want to sort of sit down and just take stock and just like, it'd be useful to one day, but I'm not interested in that. I just want to keep any money that we get, it just goes straight back into the business, and I'll buy something new, so that we can offer something different. And that's, like I say, the hardest challenge, because you end up running out of money and then you're like, shit, I need to earn some money. So that's the biggest challenge that I face daily. I'm glad that I've just took this apart, by the way, because that wasn't connected properly and would have caused problems down the line. Funny or unexpected moments. You know what? The funny or unexpected moments are usually moments of rage when I break something. But the number one thing that I seem to break at the minute is probably one of the most expensive things, and that's 12 Pro screens. I don't know why. I could do 13 screen, 14 screen, 14 Pro screen. Just 12 and 12 Pro. I just break them all the time. I don't know if it's complacency. I don't know. But they just always seem to break, and they break on camera. And then I'll break something and I'll be like, oh, it's all right, adapt and overcome. We can make another video out of this. It'll be all right. So we did that the other week, and then I ended up burning the screen. So it just, nothing ever goes right, especially when you want it to. When you like could really do with it going right, or you're in a bad mood or something. You think, you know what? I'm on a lose streak at the minute where I've done 3 repairs and not one of them's gone to plan. And you're like, oh, I could do with this next one. And then you end up fucking cracking a phone, opening it. And you're like, yeah, this day's not getting any better. So, there's not a significant, I think the only significant incident, I'll try and dig out the footage, because I have still got the footage of me breaking it. There was, I know a good one. So, a couple of years ago, there was a video that got about 50 million views on TikTok. And I tried to replicate said video. And basically, I put a hole in the rear camera when I'm replacing the camera glass on an iPhone. And people are like, oh my God, he's just stabbed it with a screwdriver. I slipped with the screwdriver and smashed a big crack into the back of this iPhone 11 Pro. Anyway, I recorded it and I made a video out of it, and it got a few views, but it didn't pay for the housing swap. But that were quite a good one. And I'm going to keep rolling. I've got 4 screws to put in this and then seal it back together. So I think I'm just going to talk some freestyle for a minute, because I think we've run out of questions. I'm trying to think of any other funny situations that I've been in repairing phones. You know what I will say then, if you've made it this far and you've watched this video all this way, first of all I want to say thank you, because I can't imagine it's a very entertaining video listening to me talk crap for half an hour or 40 minutes, however long we've been doing this. But so thank you first of all. Secondly, if you've made it this far and you want to see another one of these videos, make sure that you ask in the comment some questions, something you want to know, because it might come to it that this video is actually popular. Every video I make, I don't think anybody's going to watch. I get it in my head, yeah, nobody, especially if it's a new style video. I'm convinced, yeah, absolutely nobody's going to watch this. And most of the time I'm right. But anyway, if anybody does happen to watch it and watch it this far, if you've got any questions that you want to ask me, then ask away. Ask away. I think the last thing that I'll talk about while I'm just sealing this up would be the update on the podcast. I am going to try, it's August now that we're filming this, I'm going to try and get a podcast recorded in the next 2 weeks. Alex decided to have fake food poisoning last week and have the week off because he couldn't get himself off his potty. So I'm hoping this week, next week, we'll be able to get out and about and go and interview somebody for episode 4, the August edition of the iDoctorUK podcast. If you want to be on one of those podcasts, holler your boy. Just send me a message, DM me, send me an email, whatever, and we can make it happen. I think that this repair is just about complete. I think I've also just about run out of things to talk about. Make sure that I've not missed any tape off there, look, which I have. I'm going to keep doing iPads because it's the summer holidays. And all we do in summer holidays is repair iPads. Thank you for watching. That's this iPad sorted, by the way. I'll turn it back on. It'll be hot though because I've had the hot plate on hot the whole time. But it's turning on, look. Yeah, thank you for watching and I'll see you next time.
Bye, have a beautiful time.